back to another installment of PT with video games. We're not starting for another 5 minutes yet, so I'm going to go ahead and mute. Okay, welcome to another installment of PT with video gaming. To explain what this is in a little more detail, I've played this game probably a million times, as you can tell. I had a stroke back in November and have been slowly relearning the use of my right side. And there have been several things that we worked on yesterday that I found are more difficult, even though I've played this game many times. For instance, aiming is a little slower, more difficult for me. Timed cutscenes, even controlling the viewpoint camera has been difficult, because they're all things that were kind of muscle memory by then. So we're testing those things. We're also trying to build them back up. And if you have any questions about my experiences or anything else, feel free to ask them during the broadcast. Also, I am waiting on a prescription delivery, so I may suddenly pause and disappear to go and handle that real quick. It might take me a minute, but that's because I get around much slower now. Some things we settle more easily, and we're starting here because if I remember correctly, yeah, there's guys up here. I forgot about that.
Just got word from the West Beach. Looks like a smaller group escaped to the lower forest.
Maybe we get a hunting party down there.
No, Father Matthias. You hear that? I'll go look around.
That was relatively easy, but auto aim helped a lot in that respect. Jumping onto this roof. There we go. Some of these take me a little longer to do because, of course, that hand is much weaker now. Three of them done so far. Waiting for the fire to go out. There we go. Yes, okay. Looks like we can get that one from a distance. I am proud of me. If I'm not mistaken, there's going to be one more in there. There is a GPS thing. See, half of this is going to be me remembering that there are specific things. Debating whether or not I can actually see them. And that's part of what I'm relearning too. No different from, say, retraining yourself with a word search. We had some things. Yes, okay. this continues to be more needed because my aim is so shoddy that I'm going through ammo faster. Excuse that, you probably hear the sound of somebody starting up the truck outside.
Days have passed since the plane crash. For a second time, we attempted to escape by boat, with disastrous results. I knew it would happen, just like the first time. The calm sea turned hostile with no explanation. The moment we made for open water, the winds picked up, followed by an impossible wave. Like a child's toy, our lifeboat was smashed violently into the rocky shore. Now, 2 more lie dead, and another is wounded beyond help. The others are starting to panic, and they're looking to me for a plan. I do have one, but it doesn't include them. They are weak and stupid, a liability in this place. I suggested they make another attempt to leave, but I won't join them. To do so would be suicide. This is clear to me now.
So, I mean, this is supposed to be like a few days since his plane crashed on the island. He went crazy pretty fast, if that's any indication. Like, he seemed to go in record time, according to that. Nope. And this next part is going to be a trying bit because it's going to involve some stealth shooting.
Capture or kill? What was that? Quiet! Quiet! You two, check that side. Keep looking! She's gotta be here somewhere! Down does it go? All the way to the sea base. Maybe she fell. No. That hurts.
Come on. Trouble getting that. There we go.
What the hell? Oh shit! This isn't good.
that had a lot less precision than I would have had before, but all in all, not bad, not bad. You take some victories where you can get them.
When we washed up on this rock, the rain and wind pounded us for days. We couldn't build shelter or forage for food. Christ, we couldn't even move. It was like some enormous hand was holding us down. Just as the storm was finally breaking, Father Matthias came to us. He was calm and soft-spoken. He seemed to know us, our names, where we were from. He spoke to us in our native language, and we listened. And as we listened, he told us the truth of this island. He offered us a choice, salvation or death. Some chose to defy him, and without hesitation, he killed them then and there. Father Matthias didn't seem malicious or angry, just calm and decisive. As I stood there in the sand, wet with the blood of my comrades, I knew I could never refuse him.
Yeah, this guy is very Jack Nicholson's take of Jack Torrance from The Shining. Like, his cheese slid off his cracker before any of this happened. He had to have been. Go. I know we already got to 5, but completion. I have to come back to that. Okay, camera control has gotten a little better since we started yesterday. A little bit of practice really just gets you back into it. And I know that if you experience something like this, initially it is really jarring, all the things that aren't happening on screen that you're just used to doing without thinking about. But all it really takes is a little bit of practice. And to remember what you're doing. And it may take longer than that for you. You may master it faster than I have, but either way. There's no wrong way to do this, because the point is that you're practicing, not that you're getting it perfect.
I can do this.
I think based on the theory that we had yesterday about what she'd done before, I'm gonna guess that every time you hear her say, "I can do this," it's her trying something new.
Roth, I'm coming! Thank God you're alive.
God's got nothing to do with it. It's good to see you two, girl.
Sorry, they did a real number on your leg.
No, looks worse than it is.
Have you heard from any of the others?
Nothing.
Wait, what are you doing?
The wolves took my food pack. The transmitter from the lifeboat's in it. If we don't get that back, we're not getting off this bloody island.
But you need bandages, morphine, antiseptic.
Also in the pack.
Shit.
Exactly. Come here. Come on. Oh.
Oh no. No.
Now, in fairness, he tried to go and get it himself before he sent her off to do it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Thematically, this winds up being a good story to follow, in a way. I mean, I'm hardly climbing mountains over here or killing my first man or anything, but when you're doing physical therapy, when you're recovering from a stroke, especially when you're on your own for the first time, it really is about looking at these challenges that probably weren't challenges before, but then working out how you're going to do them and whether you need to ask for help. And sometimes there is no help to ask for.
The pack's up there somewhere.
Oh, they have full tracks. Helpful. A lot of this first part is going to be a pain when the wolves come out, but for now we're just platforming and it gives me a chance to sort of reacclimate with that.
These ruins. Kamakura period. Was all this part of Yamatai?
After a fortnight, I was at last granted an audience with Her Majesty, Himiko of Yamatai. I must confess, she is unlike any woman I have ever encountered. Beautiful, yet inscrutable, calculating even. She surrounds herself with her priestesses of the sun. No men attend her, save the general of her armies. When I met with her alone, I came to realize that she is not at all what she seems. I was sent by my lord to spy on her, to assess the strength of her armies. But now, I feel she is the one assessing me. My lord has perhaps underestimated the threat of Yamatai. Though I cannot gauge the true strength of her storm god, I cannot deny a powerful feeling that the Sun Queen should not be trifled with.
The queen of fuck around and find out, apparently. There's no stairs. Also, I appreciate that the torch survived the rain for the moment. I spoke too soon. I think this one's a simple cutscene as opposed to me having to aim correctly.
just want the pack. That's all.
Hello, welcome.
Got it. Okay. Got to get this back to Roth.
Oh, that's the... Oh. Missed that, so... It's another game of how many times is Zara gonna die before I get this correct. It's being able to hammer those buttons with my right hand that's the problem there. That was not as trying as the double trigger climbing at the very beginning, but we did it, y'all. Had to flex my fingers a little bit. That was a little more trying than I was planning for. There we go, that's what I was aiming for. Do a little bit more exploring. So of course, we are approaching nowhere near 100% completion. There will be time for faffing about later, of course. Too far there, you. A reminder that I may have to pause and step away, but that's because I'm waiting for medication to be delivered.
A young lady like you learn to do a thing like that?
Late shift at the 9 Bells. Wolf's got nothing on a broken bottle.
Hey, you got it. Nice work.
So I assume the plan is to take that up to the radio tower.
Well, it should give us the best shot of broadcasting a strong signal in every direction. Send out that SOS. And I'm not climbing anytime soon.
Yeah, I was afraid you were going to say that.
You can do it, Laura. After all, you're a Croft.
I don't think I'm that kind of Croft.
Sure you are. You just don't know it yet.
Well, let's hope I'm a fast learner then.
Yeah, let's see.
Just be careful, Laura.
should go on the rock wall over there first.
Yeah, after I've found everything that's over here. Well, apparently he won't leave that stuff until later, but...
Thank God for us training. All those treks, all those climbs. It's as if he'd been preparing me for something like this all along. It's clear that there are people living here, and they're organized. Killing and recruiting.
We're going to need that to make my aiming easier. And you know, it's quite possible that when you played a game before, if you're working on something like this, that you didn't have to, you know, do a lot of budgeting like this. You know, if you had skills to set out, you already had an idea of what order you always put things in, but consider picking the ones that are going to make playing a little bit easier for you and more fun, because that's the point. I could spend an inordinate amount of time just hunting chickens, and I have before, but we're not going to do that today. This part is it's relatively easy. Is a simple command, and the motion on the canvas is messing with me. Much earlier in my recovery, this would have been a lot harder because even just cameras moving would give me motion sickness. I still have some problems riding in cars, but beyond that. Also, be mindful of what light level you'll need things to be at. Make it less hard on your eyes, especially if neurologically the right side of your, well, any side of your head has been affected, because that usually means that vision becomes an issue. And I actually can't wear my glasses right now because it's affected the way my eyes adjust. I have to get a new prescription. So if you're like me and you're dealing with that at this point in time, you know, be nice to yourself. Don't overstrain your eyes just to play a video game. Turn down the brightness. Whatever else your doctor recommends to make it easier on the eyes for you to do stuff. All the steps that you take to avoid screen fatigue are doubly important right now. This
gilded
one.
figures, servants of the Sun Queen.
Well, there we go. Ah, that's where we're jumping up. Okay, it jumps across to there easily, so we can put the weight off.
Been built in honor of her priestesses. Incredible.
that was relatively soon, but before the DLC was added, that was also the first tomb, so fair enough. Mostly survivor upgrades to look for right now. Scavenging. Advanced salvaging. Usually that's one of the first I get, so... Anything to upgrade? More accurate for increased damage. Must do port vented slide first. Okay. And remember with this game, these things are going slowly because you're walking through a loading screen. Cleverly hidden one. The future games don't do this at all or nearly as much, really. So if you give this game a try, there's things to remember. Like, first of all, if you think there aren't enough tombs to raid, they improve that in the future. If you didn't like certain controls, they improve on that. It's overall just a better franchise than most. There we go. I think my thumb might not have hit the correct button there. Oh, here comes another thing for aiming.
Hey! You find anything? No, nothing. What? Nothing. There's no one up here. They never make it up this far. Should we head back up to the bunker? Nah, let's wait out the storm. Got it! Stay alert. Let's move inside.
It's a good idea.
We got some time. Might as well relax. They'll probably put us on reg duty later.
So what do you think they use it for?
What, the radio tower?
Yeah. Still works, right?
Probably. We got people up there guarding it day and night. Father Matthias doesn't want anyone going near it.
You think he has a line to the outside?
Why do you think no survivors ever make it up this far?
What do you mean?
Matthias knows exactly what... You hear something? I'll check it out. Need backup!
Wow. Again, that is largely helped because of auto-aim. We must acknowledge our blessings. I'm thinking there's more up here. Am I wrong? Apparently. Oh well. Take the salvage whenever you can. You will live by your weapon upgrades. At least timed cutscenes like that are a little bit easier. The slow-mo is on your side.
Lara, are you there?
Reyes, did you find Sam?
We're still on her trail.
I'm going to try and send an SOS from an old radio tower up here. Any tips?
Hey, Lara. You're gonna need to find the communications console. It'll look like a bunch of old switchboards.
Okay. I'll let you know when I find it.
There's that, because if I'm not mistaken, this next part triggers that.
Come on, grab her!
Please! You don't need to do this!
Keep at it! Come out!
A lot of these guys don't do anything smart, like send word to other people if they've seen something before they start milling around and attacking.
Telling you, Reyes, it's mechanical, not an electrical problem.
Now, Alex.
This looks like it might be an electrical problem.
You think?
Oh, hello. Hey, who's this little fox, huh?
Ah, she's cute, huh? Yeah, it's Alicia.
Alicia.
It's my
I like
daughter.
that. Oh.
14 years old. And smarter than you'll ever be.
She must get that from her father.
Don't give him the attention. And, yeah.
I'll take a look at this. Probably electrical. From her father. Nice one.
So I was on the lock, right? Doing a spot of midnight fishing.
Hey, Grim. Time to button down the hatches.
I put it with you. So I was on the lock, right? And this thing comes looming at me. Looming out of the water it was. So I give it a old Glasgow kiss, you know. Gets you out of trouble 9 times out of 10, that does. Took me a week to sleep that night off. I've not touched a drop since. See you at dinner, Sam.
All right, can we take B-roll, please? Thank you. Dr. James Whitman, filler 15, take 3, and action.
Okay, now take a firm grip, and then slice him down the belly, like this. Yeah, you got...
Good Lord, cut! 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 Cut!
He's made for TV, can't you tell?
Is he coming back?
I'll go get him.
World-renowned archaeologist. A
discover...
The world-renowned archaeologist,
fish.
Mr. Dr. James Whitman.
Breeds of fish.
It's just a fish. It's
I know
fine.
it's just a
You're gonna be
fish.
fine.
This damned reality TV business. I'm meant to be bringing culture to the people, Sam, not dinner. No offense, Jonah.
The audience demands content, Dr. Whitman. You know that. So until we find the Lost Kingdom, we need footage like this. Come on, let's just take it from the top, okay? We're gonna make you look like Gordon Ramsay in editing. Dr. James Whitman, filler 15, take 4, action.
Okay, now take a firm grip. And then slice him down the belly. Like that.
I've studied them so much, I can see charts on the back of my eyelids. But if I'm not right about Yamatai being in the Dragon's Triangle...
I remember when you found that in one of your father's digs. You ran up and showed it to me dressed in your penguin pajamas.
I was 5 years old. It was my first find.
Yeah. You've got great instincts, girl. You just have to trust them.
That's what my father used to say.
Now, there was a man that ran on instinct. For better or worse. He would have been so proud of you, Lara.
We're getting closer to the storm.
Well, whatever's coming, we'll get through it, eh?
I wish the future games married this narrative with the ones that come later a little bit more. Later, there's a lot more focus on her just wanting to clear her father's name and prove that he was right, but it doesn't really mesh with what we're told here. Not that it contradicts, but you'd hope that there'd be, like, more in there. Like, sure, Roth believed in him, but something about other people not, or the things he struggled with, like, none of that is present, really. Went the wrong way.
Get that damn gun off me!
Gotta be careful and pay attention to where that spotlight is. And bless auto aim. Come on, I know there's a way to drop him from there. Whoa, barely missed that. be one left. He was right when I hit him. Got him. I congratulate myself, but again, that would not be nearly as badass if it weren't for auto aim. And I am playing this on easy. And remember, when you play games like this, especially if you're relearning, it is okay to start on easy and challenge yourself with more later.
This bunker, World War II era, probably Japanese. It's freezing.
How many came in from the new rack? Copy that. Find out connect. Careful, careful! It's loaded with fuel! What do they need it for?
Generator, probably. For the tower.
How the hell are we gonna get... I need help!
And we need a torch for that. Okay, where are we at? Okay. Now this next part I'm not the most worried about, but it's the part immediately afterward. There's a lot of aimed shooting is going to have to happen.
There's nowhere to run, outsider!
What the hell?
I'm gonna watch you die now. Hey! What are you...
Sucks to be you, dude. Can't believe I have something to burn with that giant fire I just set, but still. if you don't know, now you know.
Just save me. Please.
You want to go ahead and end it with that guy.
Go to hell.
Because he will scream for his friends if you don't. Now the good news, there's ammo in the next room. The bad news, there's also a bunch of guys. Because of course there are.
Expedition field report. Despite loss of 2 cargo ships to intense storms, the expedition has made landfall. We've established a communications center high in the mountains, and coastal base construction has commenced. Initial surveys have revealed several possible excavation sites. The island is much larger than we originally anticipated, and layered with many centuries of history. The task of identifying the source of the storms will be long and arduous. But if we succeed in our mission here, our victory in this war will be certain.
Now!
Sorry, have to pause.
Get up there! Got her!
Apparently hitting pause is also something I have a little bit of difficulty with. My medication is just being delivered. I will be back in just a second. And we are back. Sorry about that. Bless my pharmacy for having a delivery service, because who, even if you haven't had a stroke, wants to go out on a day like today? It is 27 degrees Fahrenheit, last I checked. Oh, we have to do this over. Okay.
Now, let her off! You are gonna die! You're done! Time to burn!
Much better executed than last time. Well done, everybody. See, and sometimes for things like this, it's just going to mean that you're going to have to do these things more than once, and that's okay.
Father Matthias will set us free. From what? This island?
Oh, we got all the GPS caches. Good job, us. Okay, before we do that, we're going to go ahead and do... There's one more dude here. Let's see. First and foremost, burn that guy. Excellent. Can't believe we didn't loot you. Sorry, dude. Make sure I've got everything up here. Though I think we have some leveling up to do. If nothing else. Oh yes. First of all, let's make this steadier. Muzzle brake. Also make this steadier. Padded stock. Nothing unlocked there yet, so. Pain tolerance. Going to be important for us to last a little bit longer in some of these scenes while we're fumbling around with the controls. That's all of them. Let's see. Yep.
Alex, are you there?
Yeah.
The console's a wreck.
Damn it. Well, unless you see a Radio Shack around, you're gonna have to patch it manually through the maintenance panel.
Okay, that sounds simple enough.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to find it first. On those old towers, they installed those panels high up. I mean, way high up.
Climbing again. Great.
Okay, what else we got in here?
I am alone now. The rest of them are dead. This is for the best. I watched from the cliffs as their makeshift boat was tossed and turned by the storms. The clouds looked like a hand upon the water, desperately clawing at their doomed boat. None survived the wrath of the storm. I observed it carefully. The storm was localized and sudden. And just as suddenly, it was gone. And this is the most interesting detail. It didn't seem random. I sensed emotion, something deliberate. I don't know what's happening on this island. Not yet. But if I ever hope to escape, I must understand this phenomenon. Now my real work begins.
So did he always have the South Park villain voice, or did he develop that after he became evil?
That tower better work after all this.
I think this is where we're going to wind up saving. I have to give my back a little bit of rest, and also there's a lot of shooting coming up, and I think that'll be a good return refresher when we come back.
This isn't normal.
So, yeah, I want to thank you all for joining me for this second session. If you would like to watch this or the previous session, you can find it under my username Impure Tale on YouTube. You can also subscribe here or there for future updates, and I will probably be doing this around the same time tomorrow as well, around 3 o'clock, because I have OT tomorrow, or PT, and a doctor's appointment before that. So about 3:30, we'll fire this up again and see how much further we can get Laura. I want to thank you all for joining me, and you have a good day.